Minecrafters, it's Kimise, and I'm here for another episode of KimiseCraft. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am having a great day. I am out here in the icebergs in the Guardian Farm, and this is part 2 of the Guardian Farm rig. So let's see what's going on. Now, lessons that I've learned. Well, it takes a long time to put down almost 2 shulkers worth of fence gates, but we got them all. Now, what I did, just to show you guys know, is you'll notice it tiers up. What I've done is you got the fence gates, a block for water, then 2 blocks for the guardians to pop up. Then we're going to have a roof. And I'm just going to go ahead and tier the roof up. And what I'm probably going to do is use some glass here at the front and some glass at the back to finish up the wall, just so that we can kind of gaze in as the guardians are all shooting up, because it's like one of the funniest things in the world to watch these guys just like pop up. Now the roof we're going to leave for the last, okay? The roof is going to be the last thing. So here's the process right now. We've got all the fence gates laid out, which takes quite a bit of time, just so you know. It takes quite a bit of time. So the next step, this is what we're going to do, is we're going to get some water buckets, and we are going to lay water. And it's really, really simple. In fact, I bet you I can do most of it with just 1 water bucket. Okay, so what are we basically doing? Well, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and in fact, let's go ahead and get this stuff out of here. That's soul sand that 8-bit kid brought me. Okay. Oh, you know what? And we're going to have to, you know, instead of signs, I'm just going to use the fences here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, boom, boom. Because water blocks will go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That takes us almost all the way over here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and let's see here. I am just about all out of certain blocks, but that's okay. I'm not so worried about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put 1 last set of fence gates. 2, 3, 4 right there. 1, 2, 4. And now those will be gone. Now we still have to make a drop chamber. Okay, so you know what? That might be a step we need to make before we go ahead and start putting water source blocks everywhere. Yeah, that's probably the wise choice. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take some of the blocks I have and go ahead and make a nice drop chamber. We have to drop these guys about 22 blocks to get them down to 1 heart. And then once they're at 1 heart, we'll be able to hit them once, which will be a great experience farm. So that's great. The server's going to have more than 1 experience farm. We'll have the Enderman farm, and we'll also have the Guardian farm. So that's where we're at, and things are looking pretty good. So first step, build drop chute, because I'd rather have this done, know where everything's going to go. That way we don't have to worry about this at all. We can just go ahead and send the Guardians in and be done with it. So Guardians will be pushed down this way, and it'll be all sorts of whoop-de-doo, and it should be pretty awesome. I think it's going to be pretty awesome, don't you? I think it's going to be like ecstatically awesome. And then what we'll do is we're going to start laying water. So we're going to need to do water source blocks all around here. But if you do it a certain direction, it actually will fill in itself if you're smart about the way you do it. So that's going to take a little while. So this is what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and get to work on the drop chute. Then I'll come in here and we're going to start doing some water source blocks, okay? So this is Kimise, and by golly, we are going to finish this farm during this episode today. So stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Kimise, and I'm just eating up right here because I've just had a really not stressful, I've just been laying a lot of water. So check it out. We have now got this fully filled up. Now there's few things. When you're doing this, you want to make sure they're all source blocks. So the easiest way is just to fill up through the edges and go through the edge, and then it'll go ahead and backfill everything straight in with the source block. Because the thing with bubble columns, if they don't hit a source block, then they stop wherever they're stopping at. Now see, with these things, we need these to all be source blocks because they need the fish go all the way up and be pushed up over here so that they'll be bouncing right above everything else. Does that make sense? So it's really important that we get source blocks all the way around. And so that is one of the big things you want to make sure you get done when you fill all this stuff in. Is that making sense? Now we're kind of to a pretty exciting spot, because what we want to do is we're going to start getting the flow blocks going, the flow blocks, whatever. Now I wouldn't worry too much if you get spots like this. For some reason, this is just a bug in the game that happens from time to time. And when you reload the chunks, those will all fill in, and those won't be air blocks anymore. It's kind of bizarre, though, isn't it? Kind of odd that those do that, but that's been a bug since 1.13, but they do fill themselves up. If they're right up against block, I'll fill them in. Like for instance, if I found one right there, I'll just go ahead and fill it in. But these ones right in the middle, yeah, you just gotta reload the chunk, and that's what'll take care of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go over here, and we're gonna first take a look at the center of where we're at, right? So we're gonna come up here, and we're gonna go ahead and start with these blocks right here. We're going to go ahead and then I'm going to take the trick, like the center's a source block now, so I'm going to grab it, fill it out. Now, if you watch this, look, I made them I made them a length of 7, so that way what'll happen is I'll flow all the way down here. So whenever the fishies hit the center, they'll be sent straight down here into the collection zone. I think I'm going to make that at least one more brick up, but it looks so nice as it is. Isn't that great, guys? Looks pretty awesome, I think. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start doing the funnel lines, and let's take a look. Let's go over here. We'll go down, grab ourselves one, and we're just going to start from up here, okay? Not up there. There we go. And again, once you get 2, it's not so hard. So then we'll go ahead and take that. Now see, that left a spot. Funny. Ah, okay, I see what's going on. That's okay, don't let it bother you. You're just going to have to come up here and put more source blocks up than you did before. And that's going to work out just fine. And see how those will go all the way down. We'll go ahead and finish filling them up. Like right here. And then here. And we've got our collections. And basically, it takes a little bit of time, but after you go over them, they'll all basically send everything down to the center, and the center will drag them all in here. And so that's basically what we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going after it. We're going to get all these there we go, and that'll fix that. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to go through and do all these. Now we're at a couple of stages right now. So after we do all this, the next big kick is to come down here and take away all of the dirt blocks that we put in. But there's one more step before we do the dirt blocks that I have to add in here because of the way I sanded everything up. So I'll show you that here in just a bit. Hey guys, it's Kimise and I'm back again. Let me show you how things have gone. Okay, whew, tiring. So I have got all the water streams working. Perfect. So when those things pop up, they will be funneled straight down into here. Now, I think last time I made this 6 wide or 8 wide, but I think 4 wide will be okay. Should be fine. Should be fine. Actually, I might have just made it 4 wide last time. Anyways, it's been a while since I built this, but that's okay. Oh, so here's the good news. Lots of good things are happening. So now we're on to the next phase of it, and you need a shovel. Okay? Because now that we've got this all cleared out, okay, we have to get rid of the dirt. Yep, got to get rid of the dirt. So, what are we going to do to get rid of the dirt? Well, first things first, first thing I would like to do, okay, I can't remember if I had, yep, the dirt's right there. So what we need to do is I need to come back around here. And this layer of sand that I have right here, where the dirt is, need to take this out. Now there's a reason why I want to do this. It's because I need this layer to be source blocks. If that makes sense. Because if it doesn't go into source blocks, then guess what? If it doesn't go into source blocks, then the bubble column won't work, And if the bubble column doesn't work, the whole farm doesn't work. So that's one of the things I need to do, is I need to make sure that this is going to be source blocks. Okay? And so that means I need to go ahead and make sure that all around this is clear out, because then that'll put a source block all the way around the entire perimeter. And once you have source blocks on a 90-degree angle, they will form source blocks in the center. Okay, so that's the first step I need to do, is I need to go through all this. So here, this shouldn't take very long. Let's just run through real quick. I'm only worried about one spot, and that's right here where we have the where we have our ice road. So we're just going to leave that alone. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Go figure. Wish I would have realized that earlier. Okay, so here, just watch. Whoa. Okay, let's take that out, take that out, take that out. There we go. Let's finish out this whole thing. And so now in here I was crawling, so it makes the shovel kick faster. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but if let's go ahead and clear this out. If you're actually walking or something like that, and you're on a solid surface in the water, you'll actually dig faster than if you are actually just swimming around. Let's go ahead and fill this in, because I think that'll, yeah, there we go. Just need to make sure that was source blocks. Okay, so now what do we need to do? Well, we just went here and cleared out a row of sand all the way around, so now it has access to the full ocean set of source blocks. So now what we got to do is we have to start getting rid of the dirt. Okay, now I'm trying to think of the best way to do this, and I think the best way for me to do this is to hop into the grinder and take the dirt out. So let me show you how this is going to work. La da 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 da. Now this can get dangerous, because underneath here are the guardians. Okay, so I mean, it's not so bad like right now, because right now it's, you know, it's pretty safe, because guardians won't spawn above the bounding box of the hole. Now below it though, they are definitely been spawning, and they've been busy. Okay, so so now the trick is get through all this. Three, 2, 1. Hey guys, I'm back. Now, I went ahead and got all the dirt cleared out. Didn't die. Ooh, got shot up a lot, but I didn't die. And then I went ahead and take the sand and put it all the way around. So now we have exactly what we need, which is source blocks in there. So now what I'm doing, and let's see, making sure. Yeah, a few guardians got out, but I think I got them all. Okay, so now I'm on the next step, which is soul sand. So basically, I'm just laying in soul sand. So this is the exciting part of it. So what I'm doing, okay, is I'm going to go ahead and layer soul sand underneath the entire monument. Yeah, the entire monument. Now what I'll probably do is I'll probably leave a section in the center all clear, because this is, you know, I mean, there have been, I've earned deaths doing this stuff before. In fact, the last time I did this, I died quite a bit. But this is the section where it gets dicey. So basically, I'm going to leave the center non-soul sand. Okay? I'm not even going to lay it down. I'm going to go ahead and lay all this down. Now, none of this is going to actually start shooting things up until I break the prismarine that's on top of it. So that's this next step, is I'm going to go ahead, go up, and underneath the ocean monument itself, I'm going to start breaking out these blocks. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm putting the soul sand down here now is as I break them, it will then create the bubbles, and it will shoot our buddies, the guardians, straight up. And this is dicey. I am probably going to die a few times doing this. This is where I died most of the time last time I built this farm. Well, was it? Yeah, it got pretty, because basically, you know, what you're doing is you're hoping that you can break up the what do you call it? Break up the monument in a way so that you can leave yourself protected. Does that make sense? And it takes time to do that, and it's a process. It's a process. So, for instance, you know, I'll start with the outer edge. Oops, forgot that. I'll start with the outer edge of the monument and work my way towards the center. Now, the reason why I'm working my way towards the center is I've got the extra added benefit of having the ocean conduit right there. Because what that does do damage to the guardians if they're within the right vicinity of it. Plus, it also is going to give me all... Well, actually, I'm easily within the conduit's working rights right now. If I did anywhere else, I'd also do it towards the front, because that's where we have the beacon. And you can see my beacon effects in the upper right. I've got resist and the extra health one, the regeneration one. And that's been... I think that saved my life almost more than anything else. So those beacon effects, they add up after a while. So this is going to take a little bit before I get to the next danger spot of this particular event. So how about you guys go ahead and check, you know, go ahead and take a break, or should I say, when you see me, which will probably be over the next clip, you know, then we... Oops, I got some more soul sand. Yeah, and this is a 8-bit kid got a full shulker, but we're going to probably at least need half a shulker more of this stuff. Because look how much I still have to go, okay? So, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to keep laying this down, okay? And then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to bring it back for when we get into the... start to reflood the temple, and go ahead and set all that up. So that's the fun part. We will have an exciting game there, I guarantee it. So, guys, Kimise, I will be back here in just a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Hey, guys, this is Kimise, and let me tell you what's been going on, because a lot has been going on since the last time I met with you guys. First off, I got all that soul sand placed. Yep. And do it the method I'm going to use, which I think is the safest method to do this, but still kind of risky. There's a few things you have to prep before you start breaking everything apart. And you will have these buggers in here from time to time, but let me show you. First off, let me go ahead and save some of these bricks that I found here. Yeah, that's fine. No big deal. Okay? Okay, and notice I haven't totally filled the soul sand because I need a center place where I'm going to work from. And this is going to be the center place where everything's going to be. So, first off, to do this successfully... Sorry, these guys give me all sorts of trouble. You're going down. There we go, another one down. Sorry, guys. Now, I'll tell you what, this is a whole lot less messy than going up and doing all the other things. Okay, so anyways, you know, I think first time Cub Fan built this farm, he flooded all the inside, and so he was constantly having to fight mobs of guys, and they died quite a bit. Him and his gal died quite a bit building this. And the first time, I actually learned from that, and I started the process that I call, fill it up as you go, and that method actually works pretty well. But last time, when I got up to the tippity top, I had that little area just at the very top that was all branched over. I can't show you now because I got rid of it. So before you go and start doing this inside stuff, you have to go up above, and all of like the little bridge pieces, like for instance, if they got a bridge piece, like arch or something like this, what you have to do is you have to get rid of all these, because what'll happen, for instance, let's say there was an arch piece like that. Boy, that's a terrible arch. Okay, but anyways, there's an arch piece up there. Well, if you're at the bottom and you're taking away these, those will still stop the bubbles. Okay, so when you're clearing this out, that's still there. And guess what's still shooting at you while you're trying to kill those? Yeah, and they're so concentrated in that one spot up there, it's just instant murder. So whereas if you were below and all you had to do is like clear off the last section, like this section from here to here, if it was just that roof section, it'd be okay, because none of them will be spawning in around you, because they'll be getting pushed up by the bubbles. But because of these arches, that didn't work, so the bubbles stopped some of them, so every time you came up here, you got shot straight up. Maybe you'd hit something, maybe you won't. They would shoot you a lot, and you would die a lot. I think I lost several really good sets of armor doing that, and it took me quite a bit to get rid of that. So what I did, because I learned from last time, is before I came in here and started doing the whole let's refill in everything with source blocks, I went up and I went and got rid of all those arches. And basically, here is the process from this point on, okay? From this point on, let's see here. You'll notice that I already have the soul sand laid up. So what I do, it's really quite simple, and it's probably the safest way I've discovered to do this. But basically, just go out and pick a line. Okay, now remember, the source blocks will form in 90-degree turns and stuff. So I have everything done in 90s so that the source blocks will start. Now, just like right now, you will have the odd bugger come in or spawn or whatever, and it is what it is. Just get rid of them. They're such a pain in the rear. Maybe knockback on your sword. You can knock them into the stream. I've done that. I think I did that a lot last time. I just don't have knockback on this sword. I might go ahead and make a nice knockback sword just for that reason. Okay? But basically, just keep on going here, okay? And just do them. Now, it'll take a little while, but it's the best way I've learned to mitigate deaths. And then after you do that, go ahead and do the roof piece. Now what that does is that allows the bubbles, because you've got all of the water source blocks forming, to continue to push straight up. So now you've just made another little series of bubble columns that's pushed straight up. Now I'm about to turn my particle effects down really low, because right now all the bubbles are going to start killing my frames here pretty quick. I mean, they're pretty cool and everything, but they do kill your frames. See, so you can take a look. Now, downside, you step into that, you're shot straight up to the top, which is what you want the Guardians to do, so I guess it's maybe not that big of a downside, actually. But that's how it works. And as you pulled in closer, then like for instance, once I get this all in, the source blocks will rush in, and it'll just magically fill in your thing. Like for instance, I've got source blocks all the way front. In fact, if you come over here, let me show you what's going on. Now, notice that I don't have bubble columns yet. That's because these aren't source blocks. So what I have to do is I have to continue to break down the monument, and as I break down the front of the monument, it'll rush in and create source blocks there. But that's exactly how that's going to go. You'll notice on this side, I've got source blocks going all the way up as well, and I just got to keep on chunking along one line at a time. And yeah, it takes a little bit of time. This is a grindy part of taking down the whole thing, but it's also, from what I've experienced, okay, the safest way to do it. Now, of course, that last block, you are going to get launched up into the grinder, and so you need to make sure you have an exit strategy in your grinder, okay? And I'll tell you what, the exit strategy that I use is swim to the top of the grinder, because that's where we'll have the least amount of guardians, because they'll all be flowing down, because they're all getting pushed up into the grinder. So if you go to the top part of the grinder, knock out 2 glass holes and walk out, that's the easiest way to get out of this thing once you get sucked up into it. But be careful when you're moving in that grinder, you're going to be zapped a lot. So if you don't have a beacon with regenerate and really good armor, like look at these things. I mean, I was just up there cleaning out all the arches and everything, and my armor already got beat. You know, and this is my mending armor, so it usually never gets that beat. But there you go. Those are all things you got to consider when you're working this type of farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the farm. I'm going to keep trying to drag this stuff out. In fact, you might see me doing this if you watched me on stream last night. This is probably a lot of what you saw me do, but pretty much lots of fun. Back, and lots of things have gotten done. If you missed the stream, let me just recap with you what we got done. So right now in here, and I just noticed that 8-Bit Kid didn't leave any place and didn't leave a way to get out. She had a way to get out. I wonder what happened to it. Okay, I gotta talk to her about it. I could have sworn there was a way out of here. Okay, well, she did a great job. Okay, so this right here, this is the business end of the Guardian farm. So basically, all the Guardians come here for us to chop up or to die or whatever you want to see done. Like right now, we're just collecting drops down there. And this is where it is. So we have this great portal door right here. I thought we had a way out. I don't know. 8-Bit... There was one. I could have sworn there was one last night when I logged off. Okay. Well, anyways, up here, notice I've just got a whole bunch of shulkers. We have a bed here. We have an ender chest, so when you walk in, there's stuff that you need already ready to go, so you can just get after it. Notice we have this really great tower in which that's the drop chute for our guys, and we scientifically figured out that this is how low they have to be dropped for them to die. Well, most of them, yeah. They're just all bouncing. And then if we want experience mode, we just switch this, and that turns it into experience mode. So we can sit there and chop up Guardians and get all the experience we need. That's where my 39 levels came from. In here, I went ahead and made a quick little room for you to do some enchanting, because I'll tell you what, you can't have this and not have an enchanting room next door. I mean, that's really the whole purpose. Now, over here is like the redstone room for just setting up the blocks to push out and give us experience mode. We'll just put these down. There we go. Okay, and then down here, oops, you didn't die. Goodbye. A few of them still somehow survive, but that's just because of, well, I can figure that out later. But this has always been kind of the way it is. Well, anyway, so down in here, okay. Downstairs here is where we have all our drops. That's just extra construction materials. But we went ahead and made a sorter. And so basically we got all of these great prismarine crystals coming in here. That's fantastic for when we want to build lanterns. We've got all these shards, so we can make as many bricks, or we can do the prismarine as well. And we went ahead and made 2 sections of this. We already got one whole thing filled up of shards. And the prismarine crystals will be coming in shortly, and fish too. So we got 2 lines of fish, because you know what, we're going to get a lot of fish, so we might as well get it. Maybe we'll make a cod shop. And then up here, this is all the extra little things that get dropped in here from time to time. So we're just waiting for it to fill up, and you know, we'll just grab stuff ad hoc there. Maybe we'll get some more ink cells or anything, because every once in a while we got the odd we get the odd one out. And then we just got the classic sorting system right here, doing all the work as the stuff is coming in, right? Pretty simple. Yeah, it looks like we're taking fish in right now, so that looks pretty good. So this looks really nice. The thing is, for me to show you the outside, because I don't know if you got to see it totally dead end, because we finally finished everything else. 8-Bit Kid, you're so funny. Okay, let's go ahead and just do an outside hole right here. There we go. And then, yeah. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so let's go ahead and check everything out. I mean, she had them. I know she had them. Well, anyway, see, there it is. Isn't that a thing of beauty right there, everything coming up? So basically, let's show you the rest of the base. So we went ahead and dismantled our small base of operations right here, and it looks like we just left a little bit of ice for us to hop on, take care of business. But let me show you this beast in action. Yeah, this is crazy. Check them all out. I love the squid right there. Now, the rates aren't even as good as they could be. If we go ahead and put a top on this puppy, we will have, I mean, even better rates than we're already having out. Check it out. I mean, they just don't stop coming. And so that's one of the great things about this particular farm. Of course, if they see me up here, they'll start shooting. But this is a good vantage point where you can check everything out. You can watch those guys come down. Now, it's still a death trap in there. In fact, let me just show you, you know, I mean, it was kind of tough. We finally got all of the inside taken out, you can tell. And then we put sand all across all the bottom. Now, that was a little dangerous, but you know what? I am proud to say that there was only I only had one death to the entire creation of this farm. And if you watch, you can see you can see them pack spawn in here and there, and there they go, straight up. So this is the farm's doing exactly what it was meant to do. We have the beacon here because that makes the farm easier to use. If you have a beacon, because then you have it on regeneration, so when you're using it for XP mode, you can easily get the benefit of that. So I think this is turned out even better than I thought it would. And I just want to say thanks, 8-Bit, for all the extra help in the end. She did a lot of help on the side. She gathered a ton of material. I did a lot of the pre-work because I know how to build it, and I knew exactly what I was doing, and I was able to get online a few more hours than she did at the time. And then she helped me kind of work all this out. We kind of decorated a little bit with the prismarine and all of the blocks. So now we've got all this stuff. So this is really, really great. So now we got some more materials. That's what I love. Some more materials for housing and stuff like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these. In fact, I might just grab a whole bunch of these. Let's see how much space I have open in my thing. Not a whole lot of space open in my thing. But I think it's time to make a first shop. So anyways, guys, with that, I want to say thanks for checking it out. Part 2 of the Experience Farm. I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great day, and come and check out the next video in which we start to build shops, because it's time to start earning some money off of all these crafters, or some diamonds, or even something to trade. So guys, this is Kimise. Have a great day. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.